Greetings to my 1115 subscribers, and of course you, my future subscriber. Tonight we are looking at the Speyburn 10. Now I've seen so many people reviewing it. It seems like the new flavor of the month. A lot of people are saying nice. A lot of people are saying bad things about it. And of course it's something that it will be a revisit for me. Well, not something that I did a review on previously, but I tasted it for the first time many years ago. My sister went to visit her daughter in Scotland, and I asked her, please bring me some nice scotch from Scotland. And of course, she did buy me something. I did not have a say in it. I just gave her a wee budget, and she brought me the Speyburn 10-year-old, and it was still in the round tube. Quite excited about it. A real Scottish whiskey. Well, I'm from South Africa, so blended scotch was the in thing. So that was my actual first single malt experience, and I must admit I was not impressed with it. It was a little bit harsh, a little bit one-dimensional, and I was not a big fan of it. So, well, so many people are talking about the Speyburn, and a lot of reviews, so I thought it's a good idea maybe to buy a bottle. This one, it was a little bit of an impulse buy, a little bit of retail therapy. So I went online 2 days ago, and I saw this one quite cheap. I think it was 34 euros for the bottle, and I also bought a nice Irish blended whiskey. So a little combination, so I thought maybe give it another try. So it is a Speyburn Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey, 10 years old. And then they give a little bit of information that is matured for 10 years in American oak, ex-bourbon and ex-sherry cask. This award-winning single malt was born of Speyside's natural element, embodying rich, fresh sweetness of the region. And the signature of Bob Anderson, distiller manager, right there on the box. And on the back of the box they just give a little bit of information where the water is coming from, and ex-bourbon, ex-sherry cask, basically the same information that they have, and they give a little bit of a nosing and a tasting. And I'm gonna go read it to see, maybe I find what they are saying. Fresh fruit, hints of toffee, butterscotch, a long, smooth, sweet finish. And they also say it is an award-winning dram in a deep, complex and well-balanced single malt. Now, we also know that sometimes they do give a lot of a bollocks information. Most of the time, well, to their credit, they don't give a lot of nosing notes or tasting notes. I think they leave it up for the consumers to find whatever they can find. Very subjective. Not all tastes are the same. We are not using the same memory bank to find our nosing and tasting notes. So not really looking forward to this one. As I said, the previous one was not really up to the standards for me. So hopefully it's a little bit better now. It's been many years. I think probably 25, 26 years ago. So quite a long time ago. Color-wise, they don't say anything about color on the bottle itself. So it's 40% ABV. So there's chill filtration. There is sherry cask, so we do expect a little bit of color. For 10-year-old, if they do add color, and I'm quite sure they do, they didn't add a lot of it. So quite looking forward. Well, The suspension is there. Well, not a good start if I can't open the bottle. The pull tab immediately broke off. So gonna be a little bit of a struggle to get into this one. Hopefully don't break a nail. And I'm gonna leave it in because sometimes the struggle is real. So people can see that it's not always easy to open this bloody bottles. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. It's a little bit of a funny looking cork. Nice thin cork. Give it a nose and a taste. A nice decent dram. So yeah, color wise, nice golden copper color. Not too bad. Doesn't look if it's a lot of oiliness in it. There is a little bit of a thin legs, but quite fast running down a glass. Now, not a lot of viscosity. Now I just opened it up, as you might have seen. So I just want to give it a little bit of an oxidization. Oh wow. Well, I need to change my mind on this one. So the first thing on the nose, cheers. It is loads and loads of fruit. So the fruits that they were talking about is definitely there. There's a lovely sweetness coming out. Tropical fruit type of sweetness. Pineapple coming out. Getting more sweeter on the nose. Loads and loads of vanilla. Maybe something like apple cider, a very sweet apple cider, or maybe even freshly squeezed apple juice. Perfumey, a little bit of a light honey note. Wow, that's kind of nice on the nose. That's something that I do like. I don't get any of the ex-sherry cask. And I think that's also what I see in the color. It's more like the bourbon color or the bourbon matured color coming out. So I suspect maybe the sherry cask was just a couple of months because there's no deep sherry notes. If I have to say sherry, maybe a white type of sherry or white raisins coming out. But it is lovely on the nose. Very, very sweet. If I do say on that they're looking at the butterscotch, I'm not sure if I get so much of the butterscotch. I just get that fruity flavors. Maybe also poached pears coming out. Summer fruit coming out. Perfuminess, light. 40% ABV. Smells like a nice juice instead of alcohol. This can be quite dangerous, especially on the nose if it translates into the taste. I'm going to be quite happy with this one. And to think I've told so many people stay away from Speyburn, it just smells different from me. On the taste, cheers. There is some sweetness, quite sweet actually. I get a little bit of that butterscotch on the taste. I get a little bit of a toffee note on this taste. I get also a little bit of an apple, like a red apple or red toffee apple note coming out. There's definitely that fruity components from the nose is translating into the taste. Let me just try again. There's nothing wrong with this one. The only thing that I can say about it, it feels a little bit watered down. It feels like you've taken a nice whiskey and you've added a little bit too much water to it. I would have loved to try this one maybe at 46% ABV and let me decide to open it up with a drop of 2. But of course, it is a budget whiskey, a little bit of an entry-level whiskey. And at the price points for a 10-year-old, I'm quite impressed with that. But the nose is absolutely fantastic. It's like, reminds me a lot of the Glencairn series. Glencairn has also got this nice Speyside type of feel to it. This is a Speyside, so quite similar. That fruity component is just fantastic. I know a lot of people is going to give this a nose and they're going to say, wow, this is really nice. Really a beginner's whiskey. It's not something that you're going to struggle with. This is something that everybody will say this is absolutely fantastic on the nose. A little bit of that toffee note is a little bit elevated now. So it does change a little bit over time. Definitely not going to add water to it. It's watered down enough. But taste-wise, yeah. And you can take a big sip. You don't, well, I don't even feel the alcohol. There's a little bit of a warm feeling, 0 oak, which I'm a little bit surprised. 10 years on oak. So I'm not sure how they did it. This is no bitterness. I'm not a big fan of bitter whiskies, and some of them at 10 years old, 12 years old can get quite a bitter note, especially the European casks that I've picked up on some of the whiskies. But this one, this one, sure. 0 sweetness, fruitiness, loveliness, vanilla coming out. Oh, I do like this one. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe the previous bottle that I had so many years ago, maybe I was not ready for a single malt. Maybe that wrong notes was sticking to the old head. But I must admit, this is something of it. I will definitely put my stamp of approval for a nice budget whiskey, a nice easy whiskey. Now I did see online they also tell us good for cocktails, and they gave 1 or 2 cocktails that you can make. I think that is also a good idea, not breaking the bank. You can use it in cocktails, you can drink it as a daily sipper, just sipping it neat. And of course, a couple of drops of water will also not harm it. So my verdict on this Speyburn 10 years old, single malt, buy it. Definitely give it a go. So many reviewers were quite happy with him. Definitely one of them. And I would recommend it. Let me know in the comments, have you tried this cheapie? Is this something that you would buy again? Is this something that you use as a daily sipper? Maybe is it something that you'll buy for cocktails? How do you drink it? Do you add some water to it? But it is nice on the nose. Speyburn, yeah, I've given wrong information to a lot of people, and I must admit, I do like this one. Now, quite looking forward. You also have, I think, the 15-year-old or 18-year-old. I just quickly went through the website looking for the color. No information on color on the whiskey. Shame on you. Put it on a bloody bottle. But definitely, let me know what you think about it. And I see you next time with a Irish whiskey or a Glencairn 17-year-old. Cheers.